Now, let's talk about more pleasant stuff.
Okay.
Emmanuel Mudiay. Have you been
Yes.
watching the games from Summer League in Vegas?
Yes, yes.
Your
yes.
impressions?
He looks good. He looks very good. He looks very good. I think, you know, with his athletic ability and his length, he's going to present a lot of problems to the team. I think, you know, he comes in and he's hungry. He seems like a guy that's hungry to have success. And, you know, if he continues to improve, I think the Nuggets have a very good point guard.
Do you see special talent there?
Do I see special talent? I think, honestly, if you look at anybody in the NBA, you see special talent. I think every player has special talent.
Is his more special?
I'm not a guy that gets too high on Summer League basketball.
Okay.
Honestly, I think, you know, I do believe that it's good to play. It's good to have success in Summer League, but I'm not a guy that's going to say, oh, he's going to be the next this or that. I see a guy that's a solid point guard, but, you know, he's just like any young player. He needs work, but right now he seems to be handling himself very well.
Does he remind you of anybody, though? We forget about whether he has special talent or whether he's a great talent or anybody, but his style of play, did you look at him and say, oh, that kind of reminds me of X? He's 6'5", so, I mean, he's an extremely big point guard.
Yeah. I think he definitely has, because of his size, like I said, he's going to present matchup problems. But going forward, it's going to take the NBA. And when I look at anybody, whether it's a young guy or veteran, it takes the NBA 2 months to catch on to what you're doing. By that I mean, I remember Brandon Jennings, when he was with the Bucks, he scored 50. Then he scored 35. 3 months later, he's not the same player. I think you'll have a better grasp on what type of player he is once March comes, because Linsanity went crazy for 2 months. Yeah, it takes the league a while to adjust to how you are as a player.
Figured him out.
Yeah, I think you know, later on in the year, then I'll be able to give you a better prediction of what I think he'll be as a basketball player.
Will it help him that Jameer Nelson, who's been in the league for 8 to 10 years, actually was a #1 draft pick of the Nuggets?
He's actually going into like his 13th year.
Yeah.
Yes.
A guy who actually decided to re-sign with the Nuggets, knowing I said to Les earlier, he may actually start the year at point guard to take some pressure off Mudiay. The Nuggets may decide we want him picking his spots. How helpful will he be? You've been in that situation as a veteran guard, helping young guys.
Jameer's going to be unbelievable. I think just his professionalism as a basketball player. I think it was great for Mudiay to go over to China. I think that was huge. I'm a big proponent of guys, if you feel you're good enough to go make $1 million as opposed to go to college for 1 year, I'm a proponent of that, because one thing it does is it gets you accustomed to being out on your own and being around adults. That's something that you can't gain in college, especially if you're only going there for 1 year anyway. I just view it as a waste of time. I think him going to China is going to be, from an experience standpoint, it's closer to the NBA than what college would be.
From what you've seen, does he seem like a more mature kid?
Oh, definitely.
Certainly beyond his 19 years.
He definitely seems like he's a more mature kid, because he's had that year where he's out on his own. He's out on his own.
I thought when you were saying halfway through that, I thought you were saying, do you think he's a Mormon kid? You said a Mormon kid. Well, maybe he went on a Mormon mission to China. You talk about, some people would say, well, no, you got to touch college. You got to get experience at college. Having traveled around the globe, as you both have, that's an experience, living alone in a place. Although I understand he did take his mother over there for a while. But I'll tell you somebody who didn't like that he went to China. Larry Brown didn't like that he went to China, because Larry might have gotten to the Final Four with Mudiay.
Larry was very upset with the decision that he made. But it was a decision that I think it was forced. I don't think the NCAA would have allowed him to play. So his decision was forced.
It wasn't really that he's a stupid student, but he went to an academy that was closed.
Yes.
Because of academic issues that existed, and so some of the courses he'd taken would not probably be eligible, college eligible. So I don't know. You're absolutely right. I don't know that he would have been eligible. He was being highly recruited by Kentucky.
Yes,
he would have been part of that. Imagine that team with Mudiay on it. But there were questions of whether he could get into any Division I school.
Right. So I think, from his standpoint, I think it was great. It was great for him to leave.
He's Earl Boykins, brought to you by PapaJohns.com. Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's.